There's a lot of people. This is a lot of people. So that gentleman has real bravery, the recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor. That's great stuff. Thank you very much. That was great. Thank you. In 14 days, we are going to win the state of Florida, and we are going to win back the White House. Early voting in Florida is underway, so make sure you get out and vote. We have a thing going on that they've never seen before. It's a movement. They've never seen anything like it before. We're going to win, and we're going to bring back a lot of good things, including common sense, to the White House. 75% of the American people think our country is on the wrong track. We have no doubt about that. We are going to fix it. We are going to get our country right back on the right track. Together, we're going to deliver real change that puts America first. America first. We haven't heard that term in a long time, right? We don't put America first anymore. We're going to starting next year. As soon as we take office, it's America first again. That begins with immediately repealing and replacing Obamacare. As you know, it's just been announced that Americans are going to experience another massive double-digit spike in Obamacare premiums, including more than a 100% increase in the great state of Arizona. They're going up over 100%. Think of it. And everybody's going to be going up like that. They gave a number of 25% average. They know that's not true. They wanted to try and get out of, get in front. They know that's not true. It's much more. You're going to have 60, 70, 80, 90% increases in Obamacare. We're going to repeal it, and we're going to replace it, and we're going to get you great, great health care at a fraction of the cost. 1 in 5 Americans trapped on Obamacare will have only a single insurer to choose from. Lots of luck in that negotiation. Even Bill Clinton admitted Obamacare is the craziest thing I've ever seen in the world, where people wind up paying their premiums doubled and their coverage is cut in half. Well, you know what? He's right. But he suffered that night, I guarantee you. The Democrat governor of Minnesota said the Affordable Care Act is no longer affordable. Insurers are leaving, companies are fleeing, jobs are being lost, wages are being slashed. It's killing our businesses. It's killing our small businesses. It's killing individuals, and it's no good. Deductibles are so high you can't use it. You'll never get to use it. Job-killing Obamacare is just one more way that our system is rigged, believe me. Remember Jonathan Gruber of MIT, the architect of Obamacare. He said they could pass Obamacare because the stupidity of the American voter. The stupidity. He called the American voter stupid. The only stupidity with the stupidity, and you know that, and it is the stupidity of our politicians who rammed this monster down our throats. And I'll tell you, from the beginning, I was against it. From the beginning, I said it wasn't going to work, and it didn't work. It didn't work, and it's going to get worse. And Hillary Clinton wants to keep it. She wants to spend a fortune on it. She wants to keep it, and your numbers are going to get up, 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 and it's going to get worse, worse, worse. Repeal it and replace it. This morning, I spent some time with the incredible employees at Trump National in Doral in Miami, which we own. I'm proud of the fact that I employ thousands and thousands of people all over Florida. And the state is an amazing state, but I'm also proud to provide them with benefits, including health care. Unfortunately, a small number of the people that work at Trump National in Doral, which is Miami, they're on Obamacare, small percentage. And as I said this morning, they are having tremendous difficulty. In fact, a lot of them have said, can you take me off Obamacare? See what we can. Should I do it or not? Should I take them off? Maybe I will. I'll mention you folks when I do it. No, but it's a small group, but it's a group that's having tremendous problems with Obamacare because of what's going on with the premiums and what's going on with the deductibles. Again, they can't use it. But we're going to get these people help. We're going to get the people of the country help. We are going to start replacing it. We are going to have a great health care system in the United States and a system that you can afford. So remember, if you vote for Hillary Clinton, she wants to double down on Obamacare and make it even more expensive and worse. Repealing Obamacare. Yes. She should be locked up, tell you right now. What she's done, she ought to be ashamed of herself. And you know what? Our government ought to be ashamed of itself for allowing it to happen. Repealing Obamacare and stopping Hillary's health care takeover is one of the single most important reasons we must win on November 8th. We have the power in our hands in just 14 days. 14 days. Can you believe this? I started, it was a year and a half. Now we're down to 14 days. We had unbelievably tough, nasty primaries. We're proud to say they were the most difficult and toughest primaries, they say, in the history of politics. So we end up. And now we have a nasty, nasty election. But we have the facts on our side. We're going to bring back jobs. We're going to get rid of Obamacare. We have so many facts that we're going to cut your taxes. She's going to raise your taxes. We're going to cut your taxes. We're going to save Social Security. She's going to cut your Social Security. She's going to cut your Social Security and your Medicare. We have the power to deliver justice for every American who has been victimized by rising crime and for every worker whose job has been shipped to another country, and for every child trapped in a failing, horrible government school. We have the power to rebuild the inner cities betrayed by Hillary Clinton and the Democrats in Washington. African American community has been betrayed. They've been betrayed. And we're going to get tremendous African American votes, and we're going to get tremendous Hispanic votes. These communities have been betrayed. We have a chance to deliver justice for every taxpayer tired of watching their money being wasted in Washington, and for every single vote. Look, you know the story. Every single voter, what has happened to our country, who wants to fix a rigged system that takes your jobs, takes your freedom, and takes your voice away from you. But together we will defeat the rigged system and the corrupt media. There is nothing more corrupt than those people. Not all of them, but most of them. They are a corrupt group. I'll tell you what, I went to the last rally. We had thousands and thousands of people, and I was watching one of these terrible people. See? And I was watching, and they were saying, well, the crowd isn't expected to be big. We had an airport hangar that they couldn't use because it was a massive hangar, but the crowd was so much bigger, we just moved them out into the runways. We had some crowd. And look at this. And we always have. And by the way, all over the country we have. And you see what's going on. You see what's happening at the voting booths. You see what's happening. The lines are 3 blocks long. I can't tell you exactly, but I see a lot of Trump buttons, a lot of Trump hats, a lot of shirts. And we have a feeling, don't we, that they're going to be voting for Trump. I have a feeling. And I have to tell you, we didn't need to do this. I didn't need to do this. I was on the other side. You know, I talk about the other side. Who knows the other side better than me? I was on the other side. I also knew, because I saw what was happening, I love our country. I love this country. And I had no choice. And I jumped. So I was an insider. And the day I announced, boy, did I become an outsider. Wow. Amazing. I became an outsider, and I love it, because we're leading a movement the likes of which has never, ever been seen in this country. There's never been a movement like this. Even the pundits that hate me, they say there has never been an event like this in the history of our country, and we have to close it out on November 8th. And in your case, Florida, you can go tomorrow and do your thing, but you have to close it out. Otherwise, to me, it's a waste of time, energy, money. Thank you. You know, I tell the story about one of the pundits. Not a good guy, but that's okay. He said, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose. What you've done has never been done in politics. There's never been anything like this. He said, it doesn't matter. I said, wait a minute. It totally matters. And I said, if I don't win, it will be a great waste, seriously, of time, energy, and money. Just a waste. Just a waste. So November 8th, we have to win. It's one of the great movements of all time. Let's close it out. Let's knock out crooked Hillary Clinton. Crooked is a $3 bill. She is as crooked as a $3 bill. Real change begins with ridding Washington of corruption. Hillary Clinton bleached and deleted 33,000 emails, lied to Congress under oath, made 13 phones disappear, some with a hammer, and then told the FBI she couldn't remember 39 separate times. She couldn't remember. You know, her memory's a little bit off. We've also just learned that one of the closest people to crooked Hillary, with long-standing ties to her and her husband, gave, listen to this one, folks. You know, we wonder, how did she get away with this crime when a 4-star general, James Cartwright, 4-star, one of the most respected men in the military, lied to the FBI once. He said he did it for national security purposes, and I can understand that. He lied one time to the FBI, and now they're going to put him in prison, perhaps for 5 years. It just happened yesterday. So, listen to this now. Gave, essentially it's Hillary, because the closest person in the world to Hillary and Bill is this person. They gave more than $675,000 to the campaign of the wife of the top official in the FBI who oversaw the investigation into crooked Hillary's illegal email server. So think of this. No, think. This is, you couldn't do a movie like this. Nobody would believe it. It would not be. So the FBI is and I have such great respect for the people of the FBI. They must be going crazy watching what's happening at the top. They must be going, these are great people. So think of this. So the head of the FBI who's investigating her has a wife who wants to run for some office. And they give her not 1,000, not 2,000, not 20, 30. $675,000. That's big money. That's big money. That's big money, which was a big percentage of the money she raised. $675,000 to run for office. Now, this is the man that is leading the investigation into her. His wife gets $675,000, essentially from Hillary Clinton. Folks, what's going on here? What's going on? Our country is rigged, it's crooked, and it's broken. I'm telling you, what's going on? The criminal conduct of Hillary Clinton threatens the foundations of our democracy, and it really does. But we're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around. A new day begins for America, and it starts on November 8th. Get out and vote. I propose a contract with the American voter that will give government back to the people. It's the way it's supposed to be. My contract begins with a plan to end the rampant government corruption that's all over the place. I want everyone in Washington to listen closely to the message I am delivering on your behalf. I want all of the special interests who are used to getting their way, and I fully understand that, to pay very close attention. I want the entire corrupt establishment to hear and heed the words we are all about to say. If we win on November 8th, we are going to Washington, D.C., and we are going to do what? Drain the swamp. It is so corrupt. So corrupt. But have we ever seen corruption like this 675,000? Have we ever seen? You know, I kept saying, how did she get away with this? She got a subpoena from the United States Congress. And after, not before, that would have been bad, but after getting the subpoena, she deleted 33,000 emails. So she gets a subpoena from this tremendously high authority. She says, oh, this is bad news. Get rid of all the emails. By the way, boxes of information and emails 2 weeks ago were also just found to be missing. You heard that, right? How is she entitled to run for the office of president? And by the way, this is part of the rigged system. The system's rigged, folks. Under my contract with the American voter, we're proposing a series of ethics reforms on day one to end government right? To end government corruption. And those who violate the law will be brought to justice. There will no longer be two sets of rules in America. I mean, look at General Cartwright. Look at General Petraeus. His life was destroyed for doing nothing by comparison to what this crooked person did. At the very core of my contract is a plan to bring back American jobs. We're bringing them back. We're going to stop the jobs from leaving our country. We're going to start making things again in America. Apple will start building factories and plants in this country and will make their products in the United States instead of China, Vietnam, and all sorts of other countries. Right now, we are living through the single greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. That's what's happening. They're moving to Mexico. It's a highway, one lane, right into Mexico. They get our jobs, our factories, our plants. They get our people. They get everything. They get the cash. I always say, they get the cash, we get the drugs, and we get the unemployment. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Oh, we will build the wall. Don't worry about that. We'll build the wall. We'll build the wall. To pay for the wall. That's not even close. And by the way, I met with the president of Mexico 2 months ago. He was a wonderful guy. Wonderful guy. We'll have no trouble. They can't understand how they get away. You know, we have a massive trade deficit. Massive with Mexico. A massive trade deficit. And when people say, oh, well, they'll never pay for the war, of course they will. Because they're making so much money. They make it at the border. They make it every way. Because their politicians are sharper and shrewder than our politicians. You know, I went to an Ivy League school. I was a good student. And you know what? There's no better word to describe. It's a horrible word to use. It's not terrible, but, you know, I hate to use it, but there's no better word. Our leaders are stupid people. They're stupid people. Telling you. Obama, all this guy does is campaign for Hillary, who he can't stand. And if you read what happened today with the server back and forth that he ended up knowing about, even though he said he didn't, it just came out on WikiLeaks. He knew about it. And if you see now why, you know, I'm trying to figure out why is he backing her over Biden. Did you see where Biden wants to take me to the back of the barn? Me. He wants it. I'd love that. I'd love that. Mr. Tough Guy. You know, he's Mr. Tough Guy. You know when he's Mr. Tough Guy? When he's standing behind a microphone by himself. That's when he's... He wants to bring me to the back of the barn. Oh. Some things in life you could really love doing. Our nation has lost, and by the way, if I said that, they'd say, he's violent. How could he have done that? How could he have... Did you see what happened the other day? It came out that our rallies, we have the greatest rallies, the safest rallies, the greatest people. Is there ever a better place to be? Right? But we had some rallies that were rough. Well, we had some bad people, and I'd say they were bad people, and the dishonest media would never say that. It came out that they paid thugs, to go to our rallies and beat people up. And they gave them $1,500 a day and an iPhone. Here's the good news. Not so easy to beat our people up. They found that out. It's actually a painful experience. Painful experience. But they paid $1,500, and the media doesn't report that. They didn't apologize to me. They were saying Donald Trump's rallies are out of control. They were putting people in our rallies to beat people up. Policemen with bad gashes on their head, walking out, you saw it, in Chicago, walking out with blood pouring out of their head. These people were paid to do that. They should be imprisoned, these people. And the people that organized it, that's organized violence. That's real violence. And you know what? Nothing would happen. Can you imagine if we did it? And one other thing. Crooked Hillary was given the questions to a debate, right? You saw that. Donna Brazile got the questions and gave them to Hillary Clinton. Now, what Donna Brazile did was very dishonest, and she should resign as the head of the DNC. She should resign. What Donna Brazile did was very dishonest. But did anyone hear Hillary say, listen, I got the questions to the debate with Bernie Sanders. I got the questions to the debate. I feel very uncomfortable. I know it's wrong. Maybe I'd like not to have that particular question. Wouldn't that have been nice? But she's crooked Hillary. So the chances of that happening are zero, folks, are zero. And you don't hear about that. Did anybody hear the story? I wonder if she got the answers and the questions to the debate I just had, because we beat her very easily. She was beaten. And I'll tell you what, did you see her after the debate? She was exhausted. You talk about low energy. I know some low energy people, but she's right in there. Our nation has lost 1/3 of its manufacturing since NAFTA, a deal signed by Bill Clinton and supported strongly by Hillary Clinton. We've lost, listen to this, you won't even believe this. And I've said for 2 weeks when I saw this number, it's a typo. It's got to be a typo. We have lost as a country 70,000 factories since China entered the World Trade Organization, a Bill and Hillary-backed disaster. Listen, folks, 70,000 factories. You wouldn't think that's even possible. I thought it was 7,000 or 700. I said, you made a mistake. It's 70,000. Under my contract, we will immediately begin renegotiating NAFTA. And if we don't get the deal we want, we will terminate NAFTA and get a much better deal for our workers and our companies. It's going to be America first. The next disaster on the horizon is the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a nearly 6,000-page document that will drain our jobs and our freedoms. It will be another disaster. You cannot let it happen. If I'm president, it's not happening, folks. And we're going to have a lot of trade. But we're not going to make these many multi-nation deals. We're going to have one on one on one on one. We're going to have straight lines going right into different countries. And you know what? If they misbehave, if they do something bad, it's called a 30-day notice of cancellation. And you know what? During that 30 days, they'll come back and we'll make a better deal. A Trump administration will stop the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Hillary Clinton called the TPP the gold standard and would approve 100% of it. Now, during the debate, she said she never called it the gold standard, right? But she lied. She lied. And during the debate, when I said line in the sand, right, the red line that our great president said, draw the line in the sand, right? Well, she said she wasn't Secretary of State. She lied. She was. She was. That came up in the next debate. By the way, you lied about this. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. She doesn't mean it. We won't let it happen because we will win on November 8th, and we will protect every last American and every last American job. If we don't stop the TPP, we will lose our economic independence for good. It's a big, big problem. That's what's at stake in this election. This election has so many things going. Number one, lower taxes, less regulation, and we get rid of Obamacare, and we come up with a plan that's so much less expensive. So what we're going to do are a few things. The tax reduction will give a middle-class family with 2 children a basic break of 35%. Families will be able to fully deduct the cost of child care for their taxes. We will lower taxes on our businesses from 35% all the way down to 15%. We will become a jobs-generating machine. We will be so proud of our country again. We're not going to lose our businesses. And if they decide to go and they want to make their air conditioning unit, they want to make their car, they want to send it through the border, which now will become a very strong border, guess what, folks? 35% tax. They're never going to leave. They're never going to leave. We will be a rich nation again. But to be a rich country, we must also be a safe country. That's why my contract includes major investments in federal law enforcement efforts to dismantle criminal networks preying on our citizens. And that's what they're doing. I will also keep us safe from radical Radical Islamic terrorists. Radical Islamic terrorists. Hillary Clinton unleashed ISIS and unleashed death and suffering across the Middle East and spreading into our country. We are taking thousands and thousands of people from Syria. We have no idea where they come from. We have no idea who they are. They're not properly vetted. You will see over the years what a mistake that is. You will see. She wants to now increase the high number already. We're taking in thousands. Tens of thousands. She wants to increase that number by 550%. You put her in as president, you're crazy. Now she wants, in her words, totally open borders. There goes your country. There goes your country, which includes an open border with the Middle East. She wants to allow people to pour in. The Hillary plan would transform our country and leave us with generations of terrorism inside our shores. A Trump administration is going to suspend immigration from terror-prone regions and will suspend the Syrian refugee program immediately. We have no choice. We have no choice. Let me state this as clearly as I can. If I'm elected president, I am going to keep radical Islamic terrorists the hell out of our country. We have enough problems. We have enough problems. I will also secure and defend the borders of the United States. And yes, we will build the wall. We will build the wall. It is so necessary. And we will cancel all funding for sanctuary cities. Thousands of Americans have been killed by illegal immigrants. In January of last year, Grant Ronebeck, 21 years old, was working at a convenience store, a wonderful young guy, in Mesa, Arizona, when he was shot point blank in the head by an illegal immigrant. The killer was out on bond, roaming free, despite a massive arrest record, and everybody saying, please, don't let him go free, please. And he killed Grant. In another incident, 25-year-old Spencer Golvach was sitting in his car at a stoplight after dropping off his girlfriend. An illegal immigrant in a pickup truck pulled up without notice, took out a gun, didn't say anything, looked at him, and shot him in the head, killed him immediately. The killer had been deported 4 times, had a lengthy criminal record, and people that knew him begged, please, don't let him in our country. I've spent time with Spencer's mom, Julie. I've traveled the nation and met so many grieving parents whose children are dead because of our policies headed by Obama and Clinton. The government failed these American families. Hillary Clinton betrayed these American families. They've been alone and suffering, abandoned by our nation's failed leaders. And that's what they are. They're failed leaders in every way. Look at our country. We don't win anymore. We can't beat ISIS. We can't win on trade. We can't win on health care. We don't win anymore. We're going to start winning in January, believe me. We're going to start winning again. Tonight, we stand with these American victims and pledge an end to this long-time nightmare of violence. I have a message for the cartels, the drug dealers, and the gang members. When I win, your long reign of crime and terror all over this country will come crashing to an end very quickly. Everything will change in November. Just think about what we can accomplish in the first 100 days. To sum up, we're going to have the biggest tax cut in history, and probably even greater. We can go back to Ronald Reagan, but I think it's even going to be a little bit bigger than that. We're going to have the biggest tax cut. And we remember this. We're the highest taxed nation anywhere in the world. And you know what's going to happen? We're going to have a big tax cut, and jobs are going to become pouring back. We're going to eliminate every unnecessary job-killing regulation. We are going to provide school choice and put an end to Common Core. We're bringing education local. We'll rebuild our military, take care of our vets. Our veterans will be finally taken proper care of. How many vets do we have here? A lot. We have a lot of vets. I love the vets. We're going to support the great men and women of law enforcement. We will save our Second Amendment, which is under siege, folks. It's under siege. And she's looking to do just the opposite. And I will appoint justices to the United States Supreme Court who will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. I'm going to fight for every American in every part of this nation. I'm going to fight to liberate our citizens from violence and poverty and fear and the pain of having your voice ignored by your government for so long. I'm going to fight for every person in this country who believes government should serve the people, not the donors and not the special interests. And I'm going to fight to bring us all together as Americans. We're a divided nation. We're divided in so many different ways. We are a divided nation. We're going to come together. Finally, we're going to come together again. I love you, too. He's a rough-sounding guy. But whoever that guy is, I love him. He's a rough-looking, sounding guy. Who is that guy? He's a rough guy. But I do love him. I love everybody out here, actually. Just imagine what our country could accomplish if we started working together as one people under one God, saluting one American flag. Once again, we will have a government of, by, and for the people. Together, we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much. God bless you. Get out and vote. God bless you. Get out and vote, everybody. Thank you.